Today on Sagittarian Matters, we talk about cannibalism, we get angry over ice cream, and we offer sage advice on vegan health, travel routines, and more, with my very special guests, Morgan and Kaya Wilson. Stay tuned. Sagittarian Matters, Sagittarian Matters, what's the Sagittarian Matters. Unsolicited vegan food reviews, completely and totally unsolicited reviews for you. What are they gonna say? We didn't ask for it, but we got them anyway.
Good morning. This is Dawn Riddle here with another unsolicited food review. Morgan and Torrance gave me something called Avocado, which is an avocado coffee. It says half an avocado of healthy fats. I don't know what that means. And here are the things about it. It's vegan and dairy-free, 2 different levels of vegan. Nut-free, non-GMO, gluten-free, ethically sourced, and keto certified. And it has avocado base, which includes avocado oil and powder. And it also has monk fruit and Himalayan salt and sunflower lecithin and gellan gum. And I'm ready to try it. I'm, like a true gentleman of a cup of ice. So I'm not drinking it right out of the can. It's a canned coffee. Okay, that's the opening sound. I think monk fruit is sweetener. I don't know what it tastes like though. Okay, it's in the cup. Now I'm going to sip it. Okay, well, to start, it has like an oil slick on top, but that's fine. Oh, no. Oh, it's horrible. Oh, yuck. I think I need to drink some water to get it out of my mouth. It's horrible. Oh, no. It tastes like, I don't know what monk fruit is, but I think it's like a stevia taste. And it basically is like, you have to take a dose of extreme stevia and they try to make it go down easier with the hint of a coffee taste. My review is, the shit is nasty. It's real bad. I hate it. And I'm sorry, avocado, but this is a horrible taste.
Hello from the Sagittarian Matters Social Distancing Studios in Florence, Oregon. Listeners, I'm so excited this week to bring you a show that is full of advice questions, full of vegan food, and includes 2 very special guests, Morgan and Kaya Wilson. Kaya Wilson, also known as Spouse to the Show, is a musician and a positive reinforcement dog trainer in Portland, Oregon. She's played guitar in the band Team Dresch since 1993 and has been working professionally with dogs since 2012. You can find Kaya on Instagram at DogspeedTraining or on the World Wide Web at dogspeed.dog. Kaya joined me today to taste test ice cream, vegan chocolates, and to give advice on finding home wherever you are. Morgan is a frequent contributor and a very special friend to Sagittarian Matters. She's the former purveyor of Dovetail Bakery. She loves dry, crunchy foods more than anyone I know, and she joined me this week via Zoom to give vegan medical advice to a listener. Now please enjoy my talks with Kaya Wilson and Morgan. Kaya Wilson, I have a terrible surprise for you. Uh-oh. As we are about to embark on a tasting of a strange ice cream you got at a Fred Meyer in Florence, Oregon. Uh-huh. So you and I have been living for the past few months down the street from a Salt and Straw in Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
We've eagerly awaited their flavor changes.
Uh-huh.
Because the last vegan flavor, which didn't impact you, but for me, it was some kind of disgusting sorbet.
Yeah.
It was bug juice sorbet.
Yeah.
So the non-vegans got like s'mores, a mushroom medley, just some different decadent campfire flavors. And the vegans got bug juice.
Yeah. Is that bug juice? It wasn't just strawberry?
No, that strawberry is the weird one they have on their menu all the time.
Oh.
Bug juice is like a fruit punch.
Oh, gross.
Okay, so I'm going to read you the ingredients of Salt and Straw just today announced their spooky flavors for the coming season. And you're not going to believe what kind of bullshit they're pulling on vegans this time.
I'm going to believe it. I'm totally going to.
Here's the description of the ice cream, which is called Double Bubble Toil and Trouble. In the middle of our lab, a cauldron boils. Into the pot goes every color of fruit, while puffs of ethereal blue fizzle and shoot. Under midnight's dark cloak, elements together boil and smoke. Our kitchen together had their fun, creating this potion of bright bubble gum. Take a taste, bubble and blow, for this is one potion that will steal the show.
Give me a break. For who? 4-year-olds?
I don't want to eat gum if I'm eating ice cream.
Well, also it's Halloween. They're talking about a cauldron. Why don't they go for a class? And why can't we have a pumpkin cream? Why can't we have a pumpkin bread? Or,
What? Oh, because you trick or treat on Halloween, they can extend it
candy?
so far to make a bubblegum ice cream in the middle of the damn autumn.
No way. I say no.
I stand up and I say no.
There's so many. That just give people something creamy. Give them something that tastes good.
I want to
just not for a, no offense, 4-year-olds out there listening to the show, but not really for a 4-year. I mean, that's a 4-year-old's.
This is a different. I want.
That's for a 4-year-old man.
I'm fucking 40. Okay. Here's what's in it: coconut cream, sugar, bubble gum. I don't want that.
What do you mean, actual bubble gum?
Actual bubble gum, banana puree. I'm not against that.
We're gonna try this though.
Pineapple juice concentrate. I am against that. Natural blue color from Spirulina. I'm into that. Natural clear vanilla extract. Pear extract. Just give me a break.
I don't know. We're gonna try it though. That's the thing.
I'm absolutely gonna try it, and yeah. I'm gonna say, give me a break, Salt and Straw.
I do too. I mean, they just give. If you're gonna do that, just give something that's just like a nice, basic, like pumpkin, like a pumpkin. Give it a pumpkin latte, a pumpkin bread. What else do we like? Well, popcorn. You could do like a popcorn. What are those things? The popcorn balls. What are those? That you just smash them together with, like, caramel.
Yeah, anything.
I don't care.
Anything. Come on.
Something that just basic that tastes good and creamy, like what you want when you say, I want ice cream. It's,
I don't want to chew gum. I'm eating ice cream. I'm going to choke on that gum like a dog.
My main thing is more flavor options for vegans. Like, do a vegan version of what they have that is a good ice cream. I think a solid ice cream is their salted ribbon vanilla thing.
Yeah.
Just do the vegan version and have it always there. Give something that's always just delightful to most people.
Instead of the freckled mints, who cares about that?
Sorbet,
the strawberry sherbet.
Sherbet.
All right, let's try. What do you have here?
Oh.
This is by the makers of Kind Bars.
Yeah,
who apparently have a real close friendship with Fred Meyer and Co. Okay, what is this?
This is a dark chocolate peanut butter plant-based cream. I eyed it because I do love a peanut butter chocolate ice cream. And I eyed it not knowing it was plant-based and got pretty excited then when I saw plant-based there.
Well, we're seeing the Kind Bar logo. We're seeing some swirls. It looks very standard. Let's crack this open.
You don't want me to talk about what's in it yet.
Let's crack it open and then we'll take a look here.
Classy. It's a classy foil.
Kaya Wilson, you have just opened up the Kind Frozen. What do you see on the inside?
I see what looks like chocolate peanut butter. You know, it's got a kind of consistency there that I guess is peanut buttery. Yeah, I smelled it already. I'm gonna say it smells like a Cliff Bar.
Smells like a Cliff Bar. Can you tell me what the first ingredient is, please?
It smells a lot like a creepily like a Cliff Bar. Okay, the first pear juice, everybody's favorite. Everybody's favorite from Concentrate. And then water. Everybody's favorite ice cream is usually pear and water. And then we got some peanuts. Yeah, you want me to keep going?
If there's anything that sticks out to you.
I mean, there's chicory, chicory root. That's a fan. No, that's not a fan favorite. That's a favorite of many a vegan delight.
All right, let's get into this.
Yeah, nothing. There's a bunch of gum. A lot of gum out there for the gum phobic out there.
Now, are we talking, what's the sweetener? We just have sugar? This almost seems like it could be a corn syrup joint.
Sugar. And tapioca syrup. I have some too. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It tastes like a frozen Cliff Bar that got blended. Like you blended it and put pear juice in it, and then you blend a bunch of Cliff Bar peanut butter chocolate Cliff Bars, and then you put pear juice in there, and then you freeze it, and that's this.
You know, like how Cliff Bar's peanut butter has that particular, almost rancid flavor to it?
Yeah. Like
that elderly, super overprocessed peanut butter flavor. Like the sugariness of a Cliff Bar feels unholy.
Yeah.
And that's from pear, and that's happening here. This
really? It is from pear?
Well, I don't know.
Oh.
That's what I'm getting. This is sad. This is like being vegan in the 90s, but worse.
Also, look how rad it looks on the outside. It looks like a delightful... Just beautiful swirls of peanut butter with nice dark chocolate.
What's it look on the inside? It looks like
a Cliff Bar that got blended with pear juice and then frozen. I'm gonna stick with that. I'm still eating it for some reason, but because I really like ice cream.
Okay, but if you had to choose, thumbs up, thumbs down.
No, yeah, this is thumbs down in the plant-based world that I've had.
Thumbs down to Kind frozen dark chocolate plant butter based.
Yeah. I'm not sure why they didn't just go for a classic like an oat milk or an almond, some sort of nut.
What the hell is the matter with them?
Instead of pear juice. I don't really understand.
I feel so angry today about ice cream.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck this.
Oh, fuck this ice cream.
Fuck this shit.
And now there's some kind of angry machine coming around in the back of the audio. Coming to mow them down.
Yeah. I don't know. Give it a shot.
All right. Well, Kaya, thanks for bringing something fun to the Sagittarian Matters Social Distancing Studio here in Florence, Oregon.
My pleasure.
Today's episode is brought to you by Josephine McRobbie, Emily Helmus, Maria Turner Carney, Laura Perry, Shoshana Ruth Wechter, and Joey Soloway. If you would like to support Sagittarian Matters, in particular producer Chris Sutton, please send $5, $5 million, that's your business, via PayPal to hornetleg@gmail.com. Or, this just in, he's got a Venmo, Hell Books. That's HE double hockey sticks books at Venmo. Thank you for your support, and we look forward to saying your name on the podcast. Producer Ponyo looks forward to it too. Don't be scared. That's just Ponyo's speaking voice.
Okay, here is my vegan question for you. For most of my life, I have been vegan. I have had times in my life where I've had breaks, but mostly I've been vegan since I was 14. I'm now 37. And I keep becoming anemic, and it's terrible. When I'm anemic, I have a lot of brain fog, and I'm really tired, and I am depressed. My skin is really dry. I can't focus. I have really bad brain fog. I, in 2019, learned that I was super anemic, like almost needed a blood transfusion anemic, and I got a bunch of iron infusions and really focused on all the vegan things to get my iron up, and eventually it worked. However, it keeps happening. Every year since, I start to feel really bad, I get my blood drawn, and I'm anemic again. And not just like a little anemic, but very anemic. Anyways, the non-vegan things that I could eat to fix this are shellfish, organ meat, and red meat. I'm very grossed out by all of those. I really love cows. They're my friends. Also, just for some science, sorry if this is boring, there are two kinds of iron. Heme is the animal iron. Non-heme is the plant-based irons. Non-heme is just not as absorbable. I do all the vegan iron things. I take supplements, I eat the foods, I cook in cast iron, etc. So, like, what would you do? You're a vegan, I respect, and I'm not like a vegan for fun. It's an ethical thing, so I feel really confused. Someone mentioned that I could take beef liver pills as like a harm reduction tactic. That's interesting, I guess, and also disgusting to me. Okay, bye.
From Anemic and Anacortes. Okay, dear Anemic, whomever you are. Morgan, I know we're both doctors, I should say first.
Let me unbutton my white lab coat since we're off duty.
What listeners don't know is that Morgan and I are both representative of the health industry. We've gone through medical school multiple times. We both have active practices. This is medical advice. I have
like a huge face tattoo of those like winding snakes around the staff. That's like the doctor. Yeah.
Okay.
Got that.
Here's what I told this person. I texted this person back and I said, hey, this might be annoying, but just for fun, are you getting down with Impossible Burgers? Because of course, this is not a cure-all. By the way, I'm not a doctor. I was just kidding. This is not a cure-all, but the big deal about Impossible Burgers was that they found a way to isolate heme and include heme in Impossible Burgers. This person says she's on the Impossible Burger train. She is, maybe at her wit's end about like how much of that she can eat. Spouse to the show, Kaya Wilson, is in love with Impossible Burgers, has many ideas. So listeners, if you have Impossible Burger recipes, the heme in that is substantial, I think, as a doctor, as a Sagittarian scientist.
Yeah, Sagittarian scientist.
Okay, Morgan, take it away.
This one really, no pun intended, there's a lot to chew on. Okay, and again, to confirm, I am actually not a doctor or a medical scientist in any way, shape, or form, so please feel free to ignore absolutely everything I say. But okay, so like we're looking at patterns, right? So it sounds like you were maybe anemic on and off occasionally, and then in 2019 was sort of the worst bout of it. And then every year after that, just several, it's happened again in a serious way. So it seems like if you're doing all of the stuff and your body is just like, you're just resting in a bath of iron, it seems like maybe there's something else going on. It's not just that you need more different iron, like maybe there's a problem with absorption. Doctors? Question? I don't know. So it sounds like maybe there's something else going on, and maybe that's just the symptom of something else. Maybe you already are aware of this, or doctors are aware of this too. But I would just say like your body has some wisdom in it, and like trust that. And if whatever everyone is suggesting is not working, then maybe it's time to like pursue other channels for treatment, or like say like, hey, is there something else that we can look for, or do your own research, or ask your friends and community. Doctors are people, and also all the stuff that comes along with being a person, so good, bad, and otherwise, but like they don't know everything, and you live in your body every day. You have the most amount of knowledge about what it is you're doing or experiencing. It's a lot to ask of someone who's feeling unwell to do their own advocacy and research. But if you have a hunch that it might be something else, or there's some other thing, or you're like, hey, just help me, this isn't working, what else can we do? Find another doctor, find another test, find another community, or find more of it. I don't know, but
I know every kind of doctor has their own angle. You know,
Yeah.
like there's certain kinds of doctors that are going to be like, you got to eat meat. You just
Yeah.
got to eat meat. That's your problem. That's the
You
root
just
of all your
gotta.
problems is you're not eating meat.
Yeah.
I'm a naturopath or I'm this or I'm that. And I'm telling you, meat is the answer. But then there's other doctors, like Western doctors, that will be like, who cares about your diet? Here's some antibiotics. You know, like it's just different doctors have their different angles and it's possible, you know, and I'm not saying any of them are good or bad. I'm not here to say because I'm have no medical training and
As a doctor.
pretty much live as a breatharian cave woman over
Mhm.
here, like chiseling my own teeth out of soap. But with what's Morgan said in mind, I would try a different kind of doctor that is like so much less fun than anything you've ever dreamed of doing. I know everyone in Portland will tell you acupuncture is the cure for every single thing, no matter what you ask community about, they'll be like, have you tried acupuncture?
Have you tried breathing?
You know what? Meditation, actually, I don't know if you've heard of meditation at this point.
And like truly legit important, but having only one avenue to fix every single issue just is like, it doesn't make sense. And I think that like a breadth of approaches and then you pick which one resonates with you. Or sometimes too, it's just like maybe you take a different avenue to find whatever that diagnosis may be, other than just like mysterious anemia, that like no one's able to help you with. And so if you're like, well, listen, I got to live in this body for the rest of my life, however long that may be, like find a way to get to the information you need, and then you can make your own best decision about how to proceed with said information.
All that said, so like this is the vegan advice. This is this person saying, you're a vegan that I trust. What would you do? So the first thing I would do, I would try to find everything I could that was not choosing a cow over me. That's just what I would try to do because it just feels like sad. It feels sad, but you also got to do what you got to fucking do. We have a friend who had to get a kidney transplant at like age 30 or 31. And she was like, you know what? I have dedicated my life to veganism. I'm sure that the medicines they're giving me in the damn hospital have been tested on animals. I'm sure there's gelatin in these capsules. Like I'm like laid up, just getting stabbed and poked with these things. And this is it. This is all I need to be alive. I prefer to be alive. And this is what's happening right now. So, so then it becomes like a gross, would you rather scenario where we're like, would you rather, Morgan, eat shellfish, organ meats, or what was that?
Or I don't know. I can think of a lot of would you rathers that you
beef.
Or would you rather chew on iron shavings?
Here's my question. Could you get someone's human placenta pills? Hey, this show has never shied away from cannibalism.
Whoa.
Not from the beginning, not now. Can you get human placenta pills? I think you can, and those are very rich in iron. I am not kidding you.
Wow.
Not kidding.
Yeah. You just do what you got to do. I was going to say something. Well, it was.
You could hide it in the Impossible Burger like a pill pocket.
Get a greenie.
Yeah.
Just stick it in there. Go fetch. Put in a peanut butter Kong and work your way out. Well, I was just going to say, like, listen, we're all old enough that, like, we got to make some, like, nuanced ethical decisions. And sometimes that means whatever, like there's just no such thing as getting to make your perfect decision all the time. I'm not saying you have to eat beef liver pills. I'm just saying, like, maybe you go to a doctor that's like not your number one choice because they have some testing or information that will get you to the next point where you can make an ethical decision. Or maybe you do one thing once a year that like gives you enough boost that you can do all of your other stuff for the rest of the year that feels like really right on with your own ethics and values. Like there are no, like it's not binary, you guys. You ever heard just smash the system, just binary is 20, it's the past. But like, you gotta do what you gotta do. Nicole's volunteering her placenta.
It's also just for today, like it could be that like you have to do something right now, and that's just a bridge until you get more information about what happens next in your medical journey. So it could be, and I know that this author, this question asker has had to do this before with eggs or different things. They actually, if this is the person I'm thinking of, they got on an ex-vegans website that existed where somebody called them out for eating eggs, which is like incredibly strange use of time. Is like building a website and be like, you said she ate what? A Twix bar? She's going on there. But this could be just temporary. This is, you could be like, I'm eating popcorn shrimp this week. 'Cause that's what I have to do. I'm eating popcorn shrimp this week with a placenta chaser. And you know what? But next week I go to XYZ doctor and I'll have more information, and there might be something different that happens or that gets diagnosed. And this doesn't have to be forever. You don't have to eat popcorn shrimp every day for the rest of your life. And you know what?
You heard it.
Donate some money to some animal sanctuaries if you end up having to do something that makes you feel compromised. I had to buy, I didn't have to. I mean, this is like we get into the pet food dilemma. Morgan, I know you have to go, but like my dog had kidney failure at some point, and I chose to make her food because the science diet food was so much worse.
So gnarly.
Ethically. And so I had to like go to the meat counter and be like, hello, I'm Nicole Georges, and I'm here to buy some meat. And it felt horrible. I felt like I was killing my own heart. But then it was like, there was my dog, and what was my choice?
Right, exactly. Also, I feed my cat meat every day. It's like the deal that we have made. We've domesticated, and by the we, I mean the historic we. These animals, and they live with us, and we care for them, and we do things for them that like. Again, it's an ethically nuanced decision. I had to ask my mom to cook some turkey for my cat when he was at the end of his life. I was like, I don't even know when it's done, and I can't tell. Like, yeah, it feels yucky to do it, but we can take a broader look at the big picture. Think of all the good stuff you've done for animals over the entirety of your lifetime and all the good you will do. It doesn't mean eat animals, but like, it's okay to have nuanced thinking about this is maybe what I'm like trying to validate here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Wish you the best.
We wish you the best. We're sorry you're between this rock and this hard place. And we hope that it's temporary and that something more will be revealed.
Yeah. And that like you won't have to just like spend your entire life licking a cast iron skillet and swallowing supplements with like a, impossible shot backer.
Kaya Wilson, will you help me answer an advice question for the podcast today?
Yeah, I will. I'd love to.
I find that you're very qualified for this.
Okay.
You toured for many, many years.
Indeed.
You have lived between here and there and everywhere, especially over the past 3 years, and especially during pandemic, as we have gone back and forth between Los Angeles and Portland.
Yep.
And here we are in Florence, Oregon.
Yeah.
This listener has a question about getting comfortable in spaces that are not your own.
Wonderful.
Dear Sagittarian Matters, and do you have any advice on how to make an on-again, off-again home that's 8.5 hours away from home? I took on a job far away, and I have to go back and forth every 3 weeks or so. I'm struggling with finding a routine for those transitions between here and there. Thank you, Nicole. Signed, Overcome Overseas. P.S. It's an 8.5 hour train ride from where I actually live, so I have 2 pads. One with a roomie in Austria where I get paid, one by myself in Germany, close to my family and friends. I go back and forth between here and there. Okay. Kaya Wilson, what are your instincts? What do you want to say?
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, from my seat, it seems almost like you could certainly make that could be a really cool opportunity. Or there are cool opportunities within this, even though I understand it is hard to be living in 2 different places and uprooting, kind of more or less every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I one thing that I did when I was living in between 2 places for pandemic, and I had 2 sets of certain things that were really important to me to not have to haul from place to place. So where you can afford it, if you can, just stuff that makes your life a little easier. Like for me, it was just like a water kettle, a nice coffee stuff, basically. Coffee, that was the main thing, and some cast iron skillets.
Well, it's kind of like what parts of your routine are the most valuable to you or make you feel the most grounded. And so for you, it's like your very particular coffee routine.
And cooking stuff like spices and stuff.
Yeah.
Like having like this set of my Maldon salt in each place. I mean, it sounds silly, but like when you forget something too, then you can be kind of bummed. That can be a bummer too. You're like, oh, I forgot the thing. So if you have 2 sets, you're not going to forget.
If you can afford 2 sets of things that make you feel particularly at home and help you kind of just get into your routine in a different place, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Something I want to say to this person is don't be afraid to host things so that you can see the people who are important to you or the people you're getting to know in each place.
Well, except for COVID.
Well, there's COVID, but I mean like outdoors or however you can. Even if it's just like a Zoom night with some of your friends who live in your normal place while you're in the other place. Like go out of your way to make some ways for people to connect with you while you're gone.
Yeah, I think that sounds wonderful too, to make sure you're staying engaged and relating to other human beings.
Yeah. The other part of this is the person has an 8.5-hour train ride every 3 weeks.
Yeah. Well, I like that. I like that part. If my suggestion for that is to create little projects for yourself, whatever those might be, whatever speaks to you creatively, whether that's writing, maybe reading and studying. See, I would want to do a little studying. I would do maybe some webinar. Can you do webinars on trains? I would do sketching, which is super meditative and very, as you know, a nice passage of time. Plus you could make something every train ride. Just take a couple hours of that long train ride or an hour and then do a little project. And that'd be
Here's my suggestion for the project. Because we actually started this advice yesterday when we really got to think about it. Mm-hmm. If I was this person's comics teacher or just their advisor who they're asking, I would say, and I don't care what your level of cartooning is. I don't care what your level of writing is. I don't care. What I would want you to do every time you're on the train is make a diary for that day on the train. So the diary consists of these things. Number 1, a self-portrait that includes your emotional state. What's going on? What's going on for you that day? How are you feeling? To the best of your ability, it doesn't have to look like anything. Give yourself a timer, 4 minutes, and reflect your emotional state. Then make a diary page that shows 10 things you did that day, 10 things or on the train, 10 things you saw or heard, perhaps smelled, tasted. Just get into your senses. What are some things that you saw or heard? And this could be as minute as I kept focusing on this hot dog bun that somebody left on the ground, or I kept looking at this mask that somebody shoved into the seat cover. Mm-hmm. Something very small that's particular to that time, or a smell that roots you in that time. Mm-hmm. I would do that kind of thing. And then at the end of your time having this job, because certainly this is temporary, whether the temporary means for you a year or 20 years, you can go back and look at, maybe you could have them all in one notebook. You could go back and look at this notebook and see the passage of time and see what your state was as you were going back and forth and all the different things that you saw.
Yeah, I love that idea. I second the motion for that specific idea.
I would read your every 3 weeks train time comics blog.
Oh, yeah.
If you made diary comic every time you went on this train ride every 3 weeks and you put it up on some kind of blog or your Instagram, I would love to read that from somebody. Over the course of a year?
Yeah. And I just think, more so for yourself to just have this collection of something that you created in this time that you have no choice. You're on that train. So and then at some points you'll be able to look back on that also and be like, wow, this is what was going on. This is what if you're doing what I learned, what I created.
If you're doing Duolingo and you start a new language from zero, just think about the words that you can write in your comic or in your diary from the first day, and just imagine yourself in 6 months.
Yeah.
What words you're going to know.
And and then I would say, if sometime you want to take a break or you don't feel like it or you just want to sleep or you just want to watch movies or whatever, just do whatever you what feeds you in that moment. But this could be a fun thing to look forward to that is a goal for the commute, long commute.
So the commute doesn't just feel like nothingness, more time out of your space.
Right, yeah.
I know that we have a friend, Tara Jane O'Neill, who's a musician who moves around a lot, has moved around a lot, has toured a lot, and had some kind of little packet of items where she could set up essentially an altar wherever she went. So just like a packet of items that, includes, I don't know if it's like seashells, photographs, knickknacks, wherever she puts them, that can feel like home just during that time.
Yeah.
And I personally, as you know, have traveled today with my houseplants.
Oh, well, yeah. That's fantastic.
We are at a cabin at the coast. I brought my houseplants.
Yeah.
It feels cool.
It does feel cool. It feels like it's like a pet, but different. And it almost, maybe there's a house plant you could bring on that would be okay. It's like a real durable, whatever.
Yeah.
Easy going.
Just a really
Happy to travel.
I mean, you said yesterday an air plant.
I did say air plant. You got upset, so I'm not saying it again. But you think if you just mist it like a bromeliad, just give it some mist, and make you can keep it alive.
I just have found the air plants in my life upsetting because I've basically watched them suffer in many different locations as I've traveled around with them. Whereas like my oxalis that's 20 years old, I get happy seeing my plant thrive every place we go. Whereas the air plant was kind of the inverse of that.
But that's just because it's small, and if you don't care for it, it'll die.
I just don't know.
It'll wither.
I just don't know how, and I don't care to find out.
Well, that's great, but maybe this person would like to have a small companion, which would be an air plant.
Oh my God, can I tell you something that's going to maybe horrify you or make you think we're soulmates?
Cool, yeah.
When I was in 6th grade, I brought my gerbil to school with me.
Okay.
I brought it in a tiny travel cage that I had.
Yeah?
And I put it in my locker all day.
Oh.
It was a fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I brought it to school. I wasn't supposed to bring
Sure.
it to school.
Oh, okay, you're like Jerry Blank bringing Shelley, the turtle, sticking her in a locker all day.
Yeah. I'm not saying bring your gerbil with you, but
No. I mean, well, no, you could absolutely travel. No, and yeah,
would I do it again? No. If I could live a Ralph S. Mouse fantasy where the gerbil was in my pocket and having a good time? Maybe.
I don't know that the gerbil would have been more happy in your pocket, but yeah, enrichment's great for all animals. So if you do travel with a small rodent or a turtle, treat it well. Figure out how to make. Yeah, that's a cool idea, though. I like this idea.
What?
Why didn't get a rat?
Get a rat.
They love it. They're lovely animals. Very smart.
Oh, yeah. Well, Kaya, thank you for your advice today to this person.
Maybe don't get a rat. I don't know. Just make sure you keep it safe. I'm backtracking on that last piece.
Well, now we're like telling people to bring animals
Yeah,
into
I don't-
scary situations
I don't
where they can't get away and there's limited airflow.
Let's just go back to the plant.
Okay, let's go back to or not. Not even the pet. Maybe just the bundle of rocks,
Yeah,
a nice
rocks.
handkerchief that you like.
Right.
I would say, what if you even had a special routine you did in each place? Like for me, something that gets me in the mood to do art is I put on the same playlist every time, which includes the song 16 by Kaya Wilson. I put on a smock, and by listening to this particular soundtrack, wearing a smock and lighting one particular candle, it sets my brain to know, like, I'm here and here's what I'm here to do. Like the cares of the world go away, it's time for me to get to work. I wonder if you came into each of your spaces for the first time after traveling, if you had the exact same routine.
A smock and the soundtrack with my song on it.
Yeah.
Great.
Whatever it is, it can kind of remind your body, like, this is our home for right now. Here's what we're doing.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm putting on Nina Simone. I'm lighting this candle that I bring with me both places. And I'm eating this meal that is particular to this place.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today's episode is brought to you by Lagusta's Luscious Chocolates. Organic, fair trade, always vegan caramels, bonbons, bars, and more. Made for you in New Paltz, New York with passion and politics. Use the code Sagittarian for 10% off your order at lagustasluscious.com. SAGITTARIAN. And hey, if you're feeling the Halloween spirit, try their Dead Inside chocolate skull full of vegan bonbons, or the Caramel and Autumn Leaves box filled with apple caramels, maple pecan caramels, and delicious chocolate painted leaves with vegan maple cream. You can follow Lagusta's Luscious on Instagram at Lagusta's Luscious for secret sales and behind the scenes candy making. I personally just stabbed open the chocolate skull and it was awesome. Anyway, 10% off your order at lagustasluscious.com with the offer code Sagittarian. Kaya Wilson is currently eating a piece of the packing paper. Guess what? There's more, though. There's more in the box.
Is this part of it though? It looks like
The packing paper? No, you can actually go further. Go further in.
what in the world? What is this? This is too cool. Give me a break. That is the coolest thing ever.
All right, hold on.
Okay.
What do you see?
I see a
Hold this,
big
just hold this.
skeletal situation, a skull. I see a really quite large and quite heavy skull. Of a small, I guess a baby.
A baby's size.
Must have been a
skull.
baby.
Yeah.
So
It was at one point a baby.
Okay.
Okay, I have a knife.
Oh, it's exceptional. Let's look though. I don't know if this was on purpose. It looks like you see veins. I mean,
But
look
I
at the
guess-
molding of this.
I guess we should take a picture before
Yeah, definitely take a picture
at the
because it's
teeth.
very detailed.
the teeth. I just want to start chewing on it.
I know you do, but look at it's very detailed, veiny stuff. Like it's
Eye sockets, just like Ponyo.
yeah.
This could be Ponyo's head.
Oh wait, maybe that is. No, it's not. It's definitely
not a dog, because there's
that's
the
that's a
nose.
homo.
Okay.
Safe.
This is a handmade, organic, fair trade, vegan, white chocolate covered skull with a solid chocolate interior.
Mm-hmm.
We also have vegan marshmallows, not from Augusta's, but we can eat with this chocolate at any time.
We're just looking to fully sprint like 20 miles.
Yeah. How do you like your chocolate?
Oh, it's delicious. But I've only started on the skull, the big giant skull.
You just started gnawing on the head of.
I'm just literally picked up a 6-inch tall. I mean, this is like a. What is this? What is this? Like the size of a heart.
A
human-
literal human heart. It's
human heart.
actually, yeah.
This looks like a human heart right here.
Didn't we watched a long video from Caitlin Dowdy about the people from Alive
Uh-huh.
and what really happened. This reminds me of that. Like if we were traveling with someone, they passed away, this was our only option.
This is what you're feeling like. What we would. I mean, obviously we wouldn't eat the skull, but we might.
But if their skull was made of chocolate, if you
sure.
were like, "Oh, Bill, I can't believe it," and
And then you find out Bill is made of chocolate.
yeah, that his bones were made of chocolate the whole time, wouldn't you be
That's
a little bit excited?
Fortunate person to have that particular accident with.
Would you feel a little bit like that canceled out the perils of cannibalism?
I mean, oh, absolutely.
Like the quandaries of cannibalism? You'd be like,
Well, of
well, Bill lived a good life until the past 2 weeks.
Yeah. Guy was made of chocolate.
Sagittarian Matters is produced by Chris Sutton, with assistance by Ponyo Georges. Our theme music is composed by Carolyn Pennypacker Riggs of the band Bouquet. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.